Hello everyone, how are you doing? Namaste. This is a special program for all students across the world. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to my YouTube channel followers. I really thank you for subscribing the channel. In Indian language, I say Dhanyadab. Dhanyadab. For women's, I posted the video made by my guest lecturer, Professor Joseph, on how to improve your spoken English. Many of you told us that you liked the video and it is really nice and educative video. I thank Professor Joseph not only for accepting my invitation as a guest lecturer, but also for his commitment to prepare such an insightful lesson for students. Thank you, Professor. Dear my YouTube channel followers, I promise you that I will invite best guest lecturers and professors like Professor Joseph to make video on the topic of your interest. Keep in touch. Thank you. Having said this about the YouTube channel and the video you liked and the contribution of Professor Joseph, I directly go to the program I have for you today. Let us start our today's program. As I said earlier, it's a special program and then it is prepared for all students across the world. It focuses on counsels on how students can be successful or effective in their academic performance. So it's a special program. Using this opportunity, I would like to invite all students to follow and attend this program. Come visit please. And you may be primary school students, you may be secondary or high school students, or you may be college or university students. But believe me, this program is incredibly useful for all of you to be successful. Postgraduate students can also benefit from the program. This is the first program, the first topic of the special program. Program brings to you 10 important counsels or 10 tips on how you can be successful students in your academic performance. We will continuously see 10 of them one by one. So today we're going to see the first one. Among the 10, we start with the first one. So next time we continuously see the rest also. So don't miss this program. It incredibly helps you if you want to be successful students. So before we start our today's topic, we're gonna see the concept of success in academic context. How do you understand success in academic context? If I ask different students, they may tell me different definitions or concepts about the success in academic context. So let's have similar understanding about the success in academic context before we proceed. Some students or some people measure success in academic context in terms of their grades or the results they achieve at the end of every semester, at the end of every year. So if they have good grades, good result, or if they score good result in the courses they study, they may say they are successful. So the purpose of giving summative exam at the end of a semester or at the end of a course, at the end of a program is also to measure students' understanding on the courses I've learned, whether they really understood it or not, or whether they remember or not what they learned, to measure their understanding. Therefore, students to achieve good result, they memorize what they learned, they study what they learned, they read their books, their notebooks, and then they look for different materials and prepare themselves for the final exam, which we call it a summative exam. So finally, students who prepare themselves achieve good results at the end of a semester, at the end of a year. This can be one way of measuring our success in academic context, scoring good results, performing well on our exams. This is one way of measuring our success in academic context. Undeniably, it is one of the ways we can measure our success, but it can't be a sole measurement, a sole way of measuring our success in academic context because having good results, achieving extraordinary results, graduating from university, but if we fail to do something which is expected of us as a graduate or post degree graduate, actually there is something wrong. So there are issues, points that we need to see and consider to measure our success in academic context in addition to our good result or extraordinary result. So I agree with you that scoring good result and then having extraordinary results, scoring A plus or having 4 or 3 F, 3 9, 3 5 or 3 6 or something like that. Anyhow, good result generally. Having good result at the end of a semester, each semester at the end of each year. Then graduating with good result from university or from college. This is one way of measuring our success. But don't take it as if it is a sole measurement. Because most of the time we just simply measure our success in terms of this alone. So there are additional issues that we need to consider to measure our success. The second one is actually having to developing our knowledge and skills during our stay in universities, in colleges, or at high school, or wherever we are, or what level of education we are. We need to work hard to increase or develop our knowledge and skill. Sometimes we come across students who graduate with high scores or good results or extraordinary results but do not have the knowledge which is equivalent to their grades. I hope you've met such students. There are many university graduates who cannot write an application letter. I've come across many people who have university graduates at home but have asked me to write letter for them for different purposes. What does this indicate? How do you measure the success of such students? When they have graduated, maybe with even extraordinary or good result, but if they fail to do something that's expected of them at their level, especially writing letters, solving their own problem and the problem of their society around them, if they fail to do all this, can we really say because they graduated with extraordinary result alone they are successful? No. So even there are graduates who asked me to write job application letters for them after graduating with first degree. Because of this, many times when I go to class, I ask my students if they can write job application letters and other letters written for different purposes for their own and for their family or neighbors or people around them. They tell me that only very few students can do it. So the students can write. Even they cannot write in their own language. Undeniably, the decline of education can be one factor, one reason for this to happen. But as students, individual effort is also a very important issue. Sometimes just simply externalizing the problems is not good. We cannot deny that the decline in quality of education can be a factor, but as a student, there are roles that we need to play. We need to exert our own effort. We need to try our best, especially nowadays, wasting time on different unnecessary things, especially TikTok and watching movies that are not relevant for them, wasting time on Facebook without playing our roles, without discharging our responsibility most of the time. We try to externalize the problems as if we don't have a share. So anyhow, the concept of success in academic context includes developing our knowledge, our skill, developing our reading habits, acquiring different materials, rather than wasting our time on different unnecessary things. So if we don't have knowledge, if we don't have skill that is equivalent to the grade we have till graduation, so it is actually hardly possible to say we are successful. There is one statement that I strongly agree with. It says a degree that is not useful for oneself and society is a hat. A degree that is not useful for ourselves and society is just meaningless. Therefore, we need to prove our effectiveness by using the knowledge and the skills we have acquired from the college, from the university. So we need to be problem solvers. The second one is, as we've seen, is developing knowledge and skill, which are equivalent to the grade we have. So having good grade, graduating from university is extraordinary result that shows our success. The third one is the third manifestation of effectiveness and success in academic context is the development of social relations. We also need to be effective in our social relations with other students and the community in the area. This is especially very important for university and college students when they depart from their family, their hometown, and join higher institution. The environment and local community, as well as senior students, new students, university teachers, and administrative staff may be new to us. In such a situation, we can be successful by creating good relationships with our dorm mates, classmates, students, as well as with non-campus and off-campus communities. Therefore, let's strengthen our social relations and create elements that are helpful for our main purpose, that is education. Our main purpose is actually our main goal is education. Our target is education as long as we are in academic context, primary school, high school, college, university. Our main purpose is attending our education, developing knowledge, skill, and having good relationship with the community around us. The fourth one is the fourth manifestation of success for students in academic context is the effort we make to struggle with life after graduation, after university, after college. And our stay in university, in college, in high school, as we said, working hard, working smart, all these are very important to score good results. And having good relationship with the community, the college, university, and high school is also very important. Reading different materials and referring different e-learning materials and materials in hard copy and asking people to develop our knowledge and skills is also very important. But the success we obtained in our stay in college and university need to make it sustainable. The way we can do this is actually by developing our life skill. Actually, there is a separate topic and then extensive explanation I will give you on the issue of life skills, then how we develop our life skill. Very important lessons are prepared after we finish these 10 counsels or important tips. Directly we go to the issue of developing our life skill. But for the time being, we generally tell you that as students, you need to develop your life skill to sustain the success you achieved in your stay in university and college because we do have another life. Well, the life in college and university is actually short, maybe 4 years or 5 years, 6 years or something like that, depending upon the program in which we are. But another life is awaiting for us that is out of campus when we're gonna be dependent on our service. We must work hard so that our effectiveness continues after university life. After we graduate from university, money and the support from our parents will stop. We may also have no source of income. Even job may not be available at the time we seek it. Even if we get job in our profession, our monthly income may not be enough to make us happy. So we need to prepare ourselves when we stay in college, university, we need to be visionary. So we need to think that another life is awaiting for us out of campus. So we need to prepare for that new life also, the life in which we become independent of our family, the life in which we are expected to make our own income, the life in which we need to struggle with challenges, problems alone without getting support from our family. So developing life skill is also another issue that we need to consider to be successful. Some students start thinking about their life, the struggle, the problems they face out of campus after graduation. No, ahead of that, when we are in the campus as students, we need to start preparing ourselves, thinking how to overcome the challenges and the problems in our life after graduation. The right time to think about this, the right time to prepare for this, the right time to plan for this is when we are in college or university. Even we should start thinking about this at high school. So we will not continue depending on family. So we can overcome challenges we face in the journey of life after university and move to a better standard of living. Better standard. So these are all about the concepts of success in academic contexts or success for students. To my understanding, success for students include all these four issues. So graduating with good results and being competent is one thing, but not a sole measurement for our success as students. And second is having good knowledge and skills. But if we have a short and limited knowledge or skill, if our knowledge and skills are not equivalent to the grade we have, so it is actually embarrassing. So please think about this. The third one is developing good relationship with the community around us, and the fourth and the last one is developing life skill. So preparing oneself for the life that is to come after graduation, the life in which we may be forced to make our own income. So preparing oneself for the life that is to come after graduation is very important. This comes through developing life skills. So without understanding or having good understanding about the concept of success in academic contexts, it may be difficult for us to understand the topics that I'm gonna give to you. So I hope you agree with me about the concept. Having good results and scoring good results is not necessarily the real indicator of our knowledge. But if you have knowledge, if you have skill, necessarily it is default that we can have good results. So having said all this about the concept of success in academic context, let's directly go to our today's topic, which is among the 10 topics I prepared for you. There is about self-confidence. Self-confidence. So one of the main reasons for many students not being successful in their studies or academic performance is lack of self-confidence. Many students are terrified even when they see their classmates carrying notebooks, books to study. They think that they have missed a lot of things and that they may get fired because of it. This is actually comes from lack of self-confidence. As a result, whether they read or not, they start walking around with their notebooks or books like other students in their class. They feel that another student's reading hurts them so much. This emanates from lack of self-confidence. We shouldn't depend on other students to read. We should have our own plan to study. We need to be ourselves. Self-confidence is a very important issue in academic context. We see many students lacking self-confidence. These students do not decide themselves what to do, when to do, where to do, and for how long they should do. Whatever they do, and the time when we say do, the place we say do, all these things are decided by other students because they do things when other students do. They don't have their own plan for their work when to do the same. Is a routine work to pick up books or notebooks when they see the others are doing it. They can't decide for how long they should read. They just stay at library even if they have trouble falling asleep as long as their peers or other students stay there. This is actually a big problem. Depending on other students to do our work, lack of plan, these are big problems. It has a negative impact on our work, on our performance, on our achievements. While doing all this, staying at the library, struggling with sleep, without having any passion and then motivation, but because other students are staying at the library and having exercise group and books at their hand, doing all these things because others are doing, this is actually bad habit. So while doing all this, they think they have studied well. But when other students talk and ask questions about the subject they have studied, they feel empty because they have not understood anything. So they didn't study. Their attention was not there. Their motivation was not there. They didn't have plan to do that. So when other students who have a plan, who have self-confidence, and then who study according to their plan, the school know what to study, when to study, where to study, for how long they should study. When such students talk about what they studied, ask questions about the subject they studied, students who have no self-confidence feel empty because they haven't understood anything. So these students start jamming. Tension comes now. Tension that deteriorates your confidence, deteriorates your motivation, makes you not to have plan, but do your work is according to the plan of others. So there are two types of tensions. The tensions that leads you to work and gives you motivation and helps you to have a plan and do according to your plan. That's very important. But for such students who do not have confidence, there's no plan, there's no motivation, and there's no interest. So finally, they find themselves empty. So boring comes. Tension that comes at this level, at this time, is not something helpful because time is past. So ahead of time, before the time passed, students are expected to develop self-confidence that leads them to have their own plan, to do their own work, to know what to do, when to do, where to do, how to do. Therefore, we must develop the ability to trust ourselves to overcome these problems. So I advise students, especially those who are suffering from lack of confidence, being in college, being in university or at high school. This self-confidence is not something you need for academic performance alone. It goes with you out of campus also. After graduation also you use for different purposes. You may have knowledge, you may have something good in you, but to manifest, to explain, to sell what you have to other people, you need to have confidence, and confidence works everywhere. Once you develop your confidence, it helps you in every context. So please don't overlook the issue of self-confidence. Try to develop your self-confidence. Be yourself and tell yourself that you can do anything if you work hard, if you have plan. Don't let others plan for you. Plan for yourself and do according to your plan. We need to make a plan by deciding in advance not only what to do, but also when to do, where to do, how to do, and for how long we need to do. These are very important. These things should be included in our plan, and always we need to focus on our plan. We need to see our plan, not other people. Tell yourself that you can do what you want to do because you have plan, you have potential, you have motivation, so you can do. Determination, dedication is also needed. So tell yourself that you can do whatever you want to do as a student. So we should get rid of fear from ourselves. Get rid of fear from your mind. Because I heard one lady interpreting fear as F false, E evidence, A appearing, R real. When read together, fear means false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So it's not true. It's a kind of imagination. It comes to our mind. Sometimes we ourselves we create it in our mind. There's no fear. There's no something concrete. But we imagine that there is something frightens us, so we start surrendering. So we may say as exams difficult, the course is difficult, the teachers or the instructors behavior is bad. You tell yourself many things which are necessary and try to imagine that there is something frightens you. All these evidences are not true. They are false evidence appearing real in our mind. We are creating them in our mind. Don't listen to others when they tell you something frightens you. Don't listen to your mind if your mind tells you that you can't do. No, instead tell your mind that you can do as long as you work hard, as long as you work smart, as long as you use your time, as long as you have your own plan, as long as you have a relationship with others, as long as you read, as long as you develop reading habits. Nothing is difficult. Everything is at your hand. So fear is a false evidence appearing real. This statement is very important and correct. So please don't listen to the fear. Get rid of it from your mind. We should do our work without any fear or worry. We should read for our knowledge, not just for exams. This is actually something that I need to focus on. Most of the time, students read for exam. This is bad habit. Please read earlier. I said, if you remember, one of the measurement of the concept of successful students is having good knowledge. So knowledge is not something comes at once. Knowledge is not something comes when we read for exam alone. No. As students, we are supposed to read always because it's our work. As student, what's our work? What do we don't have another work in academic context as long as we stay there. Students' primary work is reading, reading, and reading, and then gaining knowledge. This is not something we do by reading for exam alone. So this issue is a bad habit. So I advise you and underline this issue. I want you to pay your attention. Don't read for exam. Read in advance. Read every time. Read always. Use your time for reading. Refer different materials. Develop your reading habits. So gradually you accumulate knowledge. Reading makes you perfect. So gradually when you start reading and develop your reading habit, you accumulate knowledge. So by default you are preparing for exam. Anytime exam comes, you don't worry. But students who have habit of procrastinating reading or students who have habit of reading when exam comes alone, sometimes it's going to be difficult for us. It is very difficult for us to manage all the subjects we've learned to read at once. Exam schedule is very tight and they don't have to manage to read all these materials. But we have many courses, many pages to read. We accumulated. So again, because of our fault, we start worrying about it. We put ourselves in tension and we sometimes because we cannot manage and finish, we become pessimistic about the field we study, about our school. So please don't read for exam, read for knowledge always. Read different books. Okay, develop your reading habit. This is my special advice within this particular topic. It also develops your self-confidence. Reading, having a plan, and then doing according to your plan. All these are very important and so follow your plan. I remember one thing that I heard when I was undergraduate student. It says a person without plan is just like a person who walks in a jungle area without compass. That means he doesn't know, she doesn't know how to come out of that jungle area because there is no device that shows him or her the direction west, east, south, north. So for this person, for this particular person, every way takes to everywhere. Our destination is not everywhere. Our destination is one. Particularly to come to our destination, we need to have compass, we need to have GPS. That is our plan as students. So having plan is our GPS. It tells us direction. It shows us direction. Compass shows us a direction. The direction is in this context is actually what to do, when to do, how to do, what to do, or how long to do. It's all very important. So as students, now stay academic context to be successful students, we need to have plan that shows us direction. So we need to read in advance also. One thing that is very important is that when you plan, please don't not underestimate your potential. Most of the time, some students say, I see enough if I score C plus, I don't expect more than this. I leave A or others. Why don't you give A plus and A? Why for others? And you made C and C plus or C minus for you. It is you who is deciding. It is you who is surrendering, who is undermining your potential. So please don't underestimate, don't undermine your potential. We have potential, but we don't know what potential we have. Sometimes we don't know whether we have potential or not. We just simply give recognition for other students that potential is given to them alone. No, God gave us potential for all of us, and we can do whatever we want to do if we plan and if we work hard and if we work smart. Dedication, use of time, following our plan is very important. So I don't underestimate your potential, please. You can plan for A and A plus. You can plan for 100 out of 100. So this is another issue. Students who lack self-confidence in education cannot be confident in the world of work when they are hired. So he or she needs to practice self-confidence from now on. So this is it has something to do with the world out of campus after graduation. I told you earlier actually whatever we need to develop in I was saying academic context at high school, college, university, all the things that we gain have something to do to help us in our real life out of self-confidence. I told you that is not something confined to academic context alone. But what I'm saying is develop. The time when you are expected to develop is right now as a student. It doesn't mean that you leave it there when you graduate. You take it with you and you use in your world of work also. You'll be confident in front of many people when you sit for interview, going competition for job, when you write your application letter, when you send your CV, and when you be in front of people to present your paper, make public lecture, the confidence that you developed as a student will help you in the world of work. So please don't overlook this issue. Focus and pay attention. See yourself, evaluate yourself on what level your confidence is and try to work hard to improve. So confidence, developing confidence, developing knowledge, developing your skills is very important. Confidence and overconfidence are different. Don't confuse these two issues. Confidence, as I say, is very important in both academic contexts and in the world of work. But overconfidence is just not good. For one thing, it gives you the confidence you don't have. You may say, for example, without having knowledge, without reading and preparing for exam, you may say, I can do it. You start underestimating the courses and the subject is you learn it. Or you may say, the people in front of whom I'm going to speak are actually their knowledge and skill are was the same with mine, so I can just speak in front of them without preparing. Or I can present my paper in front of them because I know them. This is actually overconfidence. At any time, preparation is very important and expected of us. So, without having something in you, if you say you can do something, that is what we call overconfidence. Make sure that you have something which is important for that situation and make sure that you are ready to make use of that and make sure that you can answer questions that will be raised from audience when you make public speech or presentation. Make sure that you have knowledge to respond to the interview questions when you compete for job. But if just you simply say, oh, I know everything, what they asking me is not that much difficult, I know, I understand. So I need not to prepare, I need not to read, I need not to worry about this. This is what we call overconfidence. Such confidence is not good, and I advise you not to have overconfidence, but have confidence. Prepare yourself, read, and make sure that you can do and also different materials. So after preparing, you can have confidence. Typical example for this is the experience of my colleague. He told me when I prepare this topic for you, I raised this issue to him, and then he told me his experience, which he experienced it when he was undergraduate student. He told me the time was 1977. This year, he was first year student at Addis Ababa University. After registration and the class allocation, the courses teachers gave them the course outline. After reading the course outline, he felt that university education was easy and he could at least get B grade even if he took the exam on the same day. This is actually, he didn't attend class, he didn't take course. So by looking at the contents on the course outline, he started underestimating the courses at university, the content is at university. So this overconfidence led him to think that he can achieve B grade even without attending class. Even the same day, on the same day the exam is given, he told himself that he can achieve B grade. He said, so even though he didn't miss a class, he told me that his overconfidence had negative impact on him by making him not to pay attention to his education and prepare for exam. So he didn't pay much attention to his education. He didn't prepare well for exams because from the very beginning, he told himself that university education is so simple by looking at just simply course outline. So he didn't go deeply into the courses, but he made a kind of hasty generalization about the courses at university. So what can be learned from this experience is that based on our background knowledge, we should not despise the lessons given at any level without deeply understanding the situations there. You can be clever student. Your background may be good at high school or different levels. You may be good student or excellent student. But it doesn't mean that everything is easy and simple for you, and without attending classes and without reading, you can do everything after the law. So, education at different levels have different. High school, if you are good, if you are clever, yeah, you studied well and you prepare well and you become clever student. Here also, what you see at new level, college level, university level, maybe even different from high school. Something at college, the content is at college different from the content is of the courses at university. So if you have a good background and if you are a clever student, it doesn't mean that you can do university courses and college courses without reading and without preparing yourself. So don't underestimate lessons given at any level without deeply understanding the situation. No, you need to work hard, you need to read, not to see the situation. So, in order to be successful in our education or academic performance, we need to distinguish confidence from overconfidence and confidently accomplish our plan, being ourselves. So, being oneself is very important. At any level, you always need to read, you always need to have plan, you always need to develop your self confidence.